This one is for the sneakerheads. Nefesto Sabotage has been in the game for years, owned hundreds of sneakers, and lived through different eras of the culture. Today, we break it all down. Okay, let me start off. How you going, bro?
Good.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Are you good? Yeah. So today, what are we wearing today?
Not much, just some Jordan ones.
Air Max.
Air Max ones.
Air Max ones.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I can tell. I've got some SBs on, SB4s, navies. So we're gonna start off with the origin and the early days. Okay.
Yep.
What was the first pair of sneakers you ever bought, and why did you choose them? Ooh.
I ever
God.
bought.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be like. Oh no, can you remember from that far? Like
Yeah,
long
yeah,
ago?
yeah. It was actually a pair of Dunk Low, Michigan.
Michigan
Yeah.
Dunk Lows. Okay.
Yeah, it was probably I don't know, I was really young. That was like the pair that sort of.
Started it all.
Yeah, I would say so. My
Okay,
mum bought me
Dunk
these.
started it all.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, and I had this one shirt that was matching. Oh, man,
so
this
you
was
thought
the-
you were
this
the
was the
yeah.
outfit.
You
This
thought
was
that
the
was the
outfit.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dunk, Michigan. Okay. How did you get into the sneaker game, and what was the moment you realized you were a sneakerhead?
Just growing up, watching people like older people in my neighborhood wearing cool sneakers.
Because it's different from here to France, eh? Like, I
Yeah,
guess.
and it was like you sort of look up to them and be like, oh man, like I wish I could get that.
Yeah,
And
'cause
you ask your
never
parents,
afford.
and you just can't really get. You can get a pair or two a year.
Yeah.
you know?
See, I wasn't even that lucky to get. I was lucky to get one pair of Vans, dude. So
Yeah,
it was pretty good
I
for
didn't
me.
have Van. It was like mostly first. It was like Air Maxes, like type. So I think my first pair of Air Max, like from like that school era, was like it was the Air Max Plus 2.
+2.
Yeah, it was a pair. It was like a black pair. It was a grade school pair because I remember I was
Yeah, young.
small,
Yeah.
and it was like sick color. It was like black. The veins were going from like a dark gray to like a light silver, and then a red tick.
Oh,
And man, I was when I got them, I think, don't quote me, but I think the day I got them, they were brand new, and I just put them at the end of my bed and I slept like just with the shoes like that for the next one.
I used to do the same thing, like lay out my outfit for the night, for the day.
Yeah,
I
first
always
wasn't
have it.
really the outfit. It was just the
Oh,
shoes.
just the shoes.
Yeah,
so, like,
the
you just
outfit
wear
was usually just normal. You just wear like tracksuits or whatever, but like the shoes were just.
with the ones that
Yeah.
everyone looks at
Yeah.
first. What was the sneaker culture like in your city/area when you first started?
I would say the older guys would have. It was a bit of a mix. The Jordans, the people that were wearing Jordans was older guys for sure.
Mhm.
For us, when I was younger, it was TNs a lot.
TNs. Heard that.
Lacoste shoes. Don't get like crazy, but like Lacoste used to have a model. I don't know if they still do, but it looked like a Reebok Classic.
Oh,
It was
what,
just
like
plain. So imagine like the Reebok Classic
Okay.
shape.
Yeah.
That crocodile on the side, and
Yeah.
on the back there was like a oval label, and it was Lacoste. But like
What?
it wasn't platform. I would say platform, but it was like quite thick sole.
So yeah.
That was
That was
one
the
that was
one.
popular. Yeah, because Lacoste was really popular like tracksuit back in the days for us when we grew up. So we had Lacoste hat. It's called like the mushroom hat. So it's like I think it's a 1, 3,
Five
4,
panel.
5 panel maybe. Yeah.
5 panel. Yeah. I
But
think-
it's real shallow
yeah.
and real soft brim, and then you'd have the tracksuit to match, socks to
Wow.
match.
What was the most desperate thing you've ever done for a pair of shoes?
Oh,
Like, what did you do to hustle your parents to
Oh,
get a pair of
that.
shoes? Yeah, either.
Not so much that. I think I'd say the worst I've done was I don't know if I can say that on here. Maybe swap the boxes in the shop. So like
I changed the price tag.
basically they used to scan the boxes.
Yeah, and never look into the actual
So put like a cheaper shoe in like an expensive shoe in a cheaper box.
box. See, I never thought of that. See, that's a mind game right there,
Don't
chat.
do that.
We
Don't do
need
that.
it. Yeah, don't do that.
No,
Don't-
don't
for,
do
for people out there, don't do that.
that. Don't do that.
So now we're going to move on to collection and personal taste.
Yep.
If your collection was on fire, what's the one pair you would save? Like from having all those thousands of shoes, what is the one pair? Well, or one pair you'd save, actually? Or you can do top three. Depends. If you can think of three.
Top three, yeah. Oh, well, obviously the collection. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When you had
I would say a pair of Flash SBs, so
Flash,
Dunklo
yeah.
SB Flash. That's one. Two. Oh, it's really
I
hard.
don't even think I could do that.
Um,
This is a hard one.
maybe a pair of I think they were from '96 or '97 Cortez Jewel, so it was like all white leather,
Yeah.
and the jewel was like a red, cherry red. So that would be two. Trying to make like a different. So yeah,
Like a versatile
SBs.
choice.
Cortez. Third. Oof. That's a hard one. Probably Atmos Air Force Ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna save the what the dunks. You're not
No,
gonna
I'll
save
just
none
leave
of that.
Yeah,
Oh
I'll
my
just leave that.
God.
That's too hard to get back. Like Atmos Air Force Ones, I don't even know. In my size, how many, it could be
Still left, yeah.
now, yeah.
That's gonna be a hard one, and it's still wearable. you
Yeah,
know,
I had
so.
two pairs, and yeah, I'll take one for sure.
What is your most valuable pair? Not just money, but emotionally. Something that really
yeah.
meant something to you.
I would say, I don't know if you'll know, but maybe you can put a
Yeah, I'll
photo.
put the pictures up.
It's called the Air
Picture.
Max Senjaya, I guess if you say it.
Senjaya.
Yeah, it was like imagine the fade of imagine like a TN. It's really hard to this one is a hard one. It's so rare. It's like I don't even think many people would know it, but it's got like an oval bubble at the back.
Yeah.
And it's like that blue and red Nike, like very 90 look. My dad had a pair. I don't know, it was probably 90. I'd say it was 98 because it was around when France went into the World Cup, and my dad came home one day and he bought this pair, and it was like from like a Rebel type place.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is this? Like this is like it just pops.
And so you had to get one.
And I was like, I need a pair. Like, and then my dad was like, it was like probably like, I can't remember if it was like how much it was. It wasn't crazy, it was like those
Yeah, it was cheap back in the
Rebel
day.
prices.
Yeah.
But didn't want to get a pair. And then I told him if France wins the World Cup, you give me a pair. He's like, yeah.
And they won.
Of course they did. 98, yeah, 98.
So he owed you a shoe.
And I had a pair, and I just tried to treat it so well. I outgrown it. Like it was just too small for me, and I was still wearing them. Like I think the front was like splitting up, and I'm
Hanging
like,
out.
yeah, that was it. That was it. And it was like, oh, best shoes.
For your large collection, do you ever wear them all? Or are you a collector or a displayer?
I probably would say all three.
Is it depending on the shoe or the value, or do you
Yeah,
just...
no, I had
the
a
rarity?
few doubles or whatever triples, like for example, 95 Neon, I don't even know, I maybe but like 5 pairs or something. So I would wear the one or two, keep some. That's why I say
Nice.
I would be the three. I would have stuff just for like display, stuff that either I can't wear or it wasn't even my style, I'd say, but I just like it. Some that I wear, and then if it's something I really like, I would definitely do double.
What is the ugliest shoe on the market right now that everyone else seems to love looking? Like,
There is
I don't
one.
know.
It's a New Balance. I don't know what they're called, but I'm sure you'll know. The sole just, like, if you look down, the sole goes out, and it's got all these weird
Oh,
shapes.
yeah. They have those at JD. I think they have those at JD. It goes like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to explain the pattern.
I'm not sure
but
what
like,
the name is. New
yeah,
Balance,
it's, like,
probably
really
50
chunky.
to 27 or something,
Yeah,
something
chat.
like that.
I'll pop up a picture right here, but
But it's probably that. I just don't like most girls wear it, I guess.
yeah, for gym shoes.
Yeah, but there's something like the sole, and it just doesn't look good.
Like, can you imagine like a size 15 and
No,
a
you
guy popping
cannot.
out?
I wouldn't be able to sit next to you.
Got paddles on your feet.
Yeah.
If you were a shoe, what shoe would you be?
Dunk SB low.
Dunk SB, like any specifics or just a Dunk SB?
Sabotage.
The Sabotage. Okay, I like the name because it came from the name.
Exactly.
What is your take on the reseller culture, and do you feel that it's killing the fun of collecting?
I would say years ago, when I was really, really into sneakers,
Yep.
I think we all were salty about it.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, so when I first started in the sneakers, I can remember there was a thing called an assist.
Yeah.
Like you would go to the whatever shop, there's a drop, the shoe come out, and then you'd be grabbing a few for your friends.
Mhm.
Like it'd be like retail, like you just tell them, okay, I'm there. Do you want what size do you need?
Yeah.
You'd be buying like 5-6 shoes and then giving them to retail to people.
So back then you can grab more than, how much was the limit back then?
I don't know. There wasn't such a thing like
limit.
yeah, because
You just grab.
people knew
man.
sort of who was always there to buy shoes, and they knew your size or whatever, and then you'd just be, that was a thing.
Yeah.
And then there was reselling started, and
Ah.
obviously it sort of got to a point where people were like, I can't even hit for retail at all, and I have to pay twice, 3 times, 4 times the price.
More. Yeah.
So it's a hard one. But then on another side, when you understand it's a hustle, like, and in a way I was doing it as well, because sometimes I would buy a shoe, let's say in Japan, online for $40,
Wow.
and maybe sell it for 100.
Wow.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I would wear them a bit or whatever. Maybe I'll sell it for 80 or So in a way, I'm still making money.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Who is innovating in a sneaker design right now? Example, Salehi Bembury, brands like Hoka or Crocs. Like, which one is the most
I would give you another one. I would say On.
cloud?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks funky though, that shoe. Like, it
I
has
first
like a
saw it and
little-
I thought it was a shoe that you can only buy at the chemist. Like you need a script for it. But now I see it and
no.
I'm more into comfort, I guess. And
On cloud.
yeah.
So
I
you have
see
a pair of
some-
on clouds?
No, I don't. Just because they're too expensive.
Yeah, they do. But because when I first seen the on clouds, I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
shoe?
me too. I'm like, like how old do you need to be to wear that? But
like, I looked at the shoe, picked it up, and I was like, I don't know how this is very comfortable. But
Yeah.
then I
But
started
now-
seeing it everywhere.
I just saw a guy 30 minutes ago. And
just wearing them.
yeah, I was like,
Wow.
oh man.
See, they're on clouds. People wear on clouds.
On
Okay,
clouds.
guys. What is your prediction for the next big underrated silhouette or brand?
Ooh. That's a hard one, but something I would like to see, or something
Yeah, something you would like to see.
I would love to see. Like, I don't know. Again, you might need to put a photo.
Yeah.
There was these Nike Prestos,
Yep.
called Chanjo. I think
Chanjo.
it's spelled CHANJO.
Yep.
It was basically that slip-on Presto, but no laces,
No laces.
Yeah.
Did it have the strap?
no strap.
No strap. Wow.
It was. I had a few pairs when I was younger, and it was like,
the comfiest or like
yeah.
the best
And then the
looking shoe?
look, and they had some
Yeah.
cool colors and stuff. I would love that. What else? Maybe some other Air Maxes like that they haven't really done, like Air Max 96.
Like a new color or one they haven't brought back out in a
Yeah,
while.
like they struggle to. There's a few Air Maxes that they sort of never really touch too much. I'd like to see another 90 infrared.
That would be. Oh yes, that would be nice.
I just need another pair.
I can't
um,
even get another pair because
yeah,
they're all
it-
shattered and they're
Inf-
crumbling.
Infrared 90s would be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah, it would.
I back
It
that
would
one.
sort of bring back the 90s for people, because when is the last 90s that came out? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't
that was
even
a
know.
hit.
Or they release like just GR colors, but like
Bacons maybe, a couple of years ago.
Bacons. Wasn't that a dunk as well as a 90? That was the last time
No.
I seen the bacon was a dunk.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a couple of years, maybe maybe it was too
But
long
I
ago.
haven't seen an actual like bacon colorway 90 come out
Yeah,
in a while.
yeah.
So yeah. What is the worst problem about being a sneakerhead?
Just obviously you spend too much money.
Yeah,
You just,
I knew.
yeah,
I already knew.
you just, and it's like the itch. You get a pair and it's like 2 days later, it's like, that's boring.
I want another one.
What's next?
Yeah.
That's
totally
that's
feel
the
that.
issue, and then you just forget. Like, after buying it, you buy. You don't have time to wear them.
Yeah.
You usually, I think most people, and I can speak for most people for this, is like you can sort of wear the same shoes.
Yeah.
You know, even if you have 100, 200, 500, 900 pairs. I used to
Wear
no,
the same
I
four
rotate.
shoes?
Yeah, I did have like a lot, so I'd be lying. But you still would like to wear
The same
similar
four,
things,
yeah.
and so you just buy way too much.
Yeah,
Way
that's the
too much.
same.
I mean,
that's
it's
my
not
problem.
a secret. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it worth spending thousands on grails today?
I don't know, because last time I looked with you at the prices of the things, it's
Oh
like,
yeah, dude.
jeez.
I don't even want to spend. I
Yeah,
don't want to look
so-
at no prices like that.
I don't know. Depending if you've been waiting for this particular shoe or whatever, but today I wouldn't spend more than, you know. I'm struggling to spend 200 on a shoe, and you know, like
Yeah, 200
it's
is hard
different.
too.
most of the shoes I bought, I could say I spent less than, you know, $100 or
From the outlets.
that, and you know, overseas like Japan was huge. I would never spend crazy amount.
Yeah, well now or like back then?
Back
Japan. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
back then I would never, and now it's like, why would I?
Yeah.
You know, I never did before. Like now
Why
it's
would I
like it's
start?
hard for me to spend.
Yeah.
I think I remember spending $500. I think it was 2012. Jordan 11 bread came out 2012.
500. Yeah, that's the one I
Yeah,
have.
I think
yeah.
I remember on eBay spending $500,
Jesus.
and it was
Christ.
like, what have I done?
Yeah.
You know.
You
But-
think about it after when you've like actually transaction, like when
Yeah.
you sent the money, you're like,
Yeah, but for back, yeah,
Yeah.
now you know you can. They probably that price is on the resale market
yeah.
ish. You know, like it's so. But back in the days, it was like, holy, what have I done?
Yeah, every time I've spent money on shoes, I've always just thought, damn. Like afterwards,
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why did I do that? Why?
Yeah.
What sneaker collab needs to happen in 2026?
Ooh.
Because this is one, I mean, I can think of some, but because you've seen more than I have, obviously, so I want to see your take on like what would you'd want to come out collab.
Well, I was gonna say something, but it's not happening. But like a Project Blitz would have been pretty good.
Some Dre action.
But that's
Man.
definitely not happening. Maybe they did do Futura.
That's a good one. I would like to see a P-Rod again.
Yeah,
Futura, but a
actually that's a
different colour.
good question.
It's hard.
Some Atmos stuff actually.
See that?
Yeah.
What the animal type of?
No, like more like you know, the 95s, for example.
Yeah.
That stuff. That would be hard. Even Air Force Ones, Atmos Air Force Ones. Viotech 95s.
Yeah.
That I had a pair, and it was like that bubble was huge, and oh my goodness, I think 2004, 5, I can't remember. But that I would love that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
would
the only one that you'd want to see, or would you
I'd
like
take
other-
that. I'd take 95 Atmos, like the Olympic. I would take Atmos Air Force Ones.
Jesus.
I would
Dude.
buy a few of those.
He's just spitting out just.
For
Hectic
Atmos,
pairs,
yeah, I would take the Prestos as well that they did.
They did a Presto.
Well, there was one. It wasn't Atmos, but there was one. It was Japan only. And I could be wrong, but I
it
think
was
only.
a Japan exclusive.
Yeah, I think only Atmos sold it.
Okay. This is the closing questions for today. What is the best way to clean and protect your sneakers?
I've used Jason Mark.
Jason Mark.
I used
yeah.
to use. I don't even know if they still sell. I used Jason Mark a lot before. Never really did use too. I used the cleaner,
Yeah.
and like I was pretty crazy. I would wear a pair, and it would not go back home without a clean undersole.
Like, would you every time you wore a pair, would you go home and clean it, or would you like do it every
I would,
5 wears or something like
no,
that?
I would do every, like, let's say I wear a shoe. They go in the garage. I
Yeah.
wear another shoe for like a week, and then I do a week of cleaning.
Okay. That
But
makes
just
me feel
just
so
just
slack.
under.
Oh,
just
just
the sole.
under. Oh, so you won't do the round.
No,
okay.
because this
You
would
kept
not.
it clean.
This would just
yeah.
stay clean. But the sole, I would do it like every time they leave the shoe room, they go outside, they come back in, I clean the sole,
Wow.
dry it, leave it for a few hours, put it back in the box.
I need to take some tips from him because I
Yeah,
do not
waste of
clean
time.
my
Like, I mean,
shoes.
no.
How do you feel about Jordan Brand / Nike bringing out pairs that was hard to obtain? So, example, like last year they brought out the undefeated 4s. Do you
Ooh,
feel like
No, I
they
think
should keep them in the vault, or should they
I
bring
think
more?
that's pretty cool because no one could ever get.
Yeah, that was like a unicorn.
You know, like it's like bringing like a Eminem 4 or whatever it is. It's like you just can't get it.
Yeah.
So some pairs I think should stay.
Yeah.
Like the big ones, but you know, like if they bring out the Air Mags, I'd be like, this is the dumbest move ever. You know.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, I know, but like for everyone to buy.
Yeah.
Because it's just
accessible.
Everyone that bought it before, it's like
they spent thousands on thousands.
What now? You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's a waste. So I would say, but undefeated 4s and stuff like that, I think it's pretty cool.
Is Travis Scott Nike's best asset? Like, does Nike need Travis to stay relevant?
No,
No. You don't
No.
reckon?
not at all.
So they can just keep pumping out.
They can't even take him off.
Oh, Travis, if you're watching this, bro.
Oh man,
Hey,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. The person itself, like, the shoes are cool. Like, you know, I like the shoes. The shoes are really cool.
I feel like his shoes at the moment are the only ones like holding their value
Yeah, true.
on the market.
Like the Air Max ones.
Oh no, they.
So, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I just don't like the guy. I just don't like the guy.
You don't listen to his music at all?
I used to, but then yeah, not
Not
really.
anymore. Okay, this is the last question.
Okay.
What is your Mount Rushmore of sneakers? So 4 picks. Mount Rushmore. This is what I was writing this down, and I couldn't even think of what my Mount Rushmore sneakers were. It depends though, because you can put stuff that you don't have,
Yeah.
or you can put stuff that you have. I don't know. It depends on.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I would definitely have the Flash SBs. Dunk
Flash
low.
SB.
I would do
that's
that
still
because
staying in there.
that was my like that was my like,
Ultimate.
grail.
Yeah.
And I had two, I think I had 2 dead stock pair and 1 that I was wearing, and like I don't know, that colorway, the material, everything was like crazy. So I would say that 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really hard.
See, I know, because I thought about
Um,
these questions too, and I simply couldn't do it.
I would put. Wow, yeah, this is tough.
This is gonna get you down.
Yeah, I would probably put a pair of Presto in the mix, just because growing up, Prestos was so cool. I would say the what were they called? Cumulus, Unholy Cumulus. It was like the white, like light blue white with the red. I would do that
Yeah.
as a second choice. Oh, it's killer.
2 more. You got 2 more.
Does it have to be exact colorway?
No.
Okay. Any older Air Force Ones with the stitch swoosh.
You chose
Any of
a
that.
banger. Any color, or just
Any color, because
okay.
anything that they came out with the stitch swoosh was
was on fire.
Oh.
Okay, so 1 more.
one more. I would put that Air Max Sanjaya.
Oh, in there.
Yeah, for
as
sure.
the last
This
one on the Mount
if
Rushmore.
if they retro this, I'm buying 20 pairs. I'm not even joking. Like, this is like, that's the shoe.
That's the shoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just memories, you know. Like, it doesn't matter how much is worth or whatever, but that's pretty cool.
Well, thank you for being on my video, guys. Like and subscribe. You already know the deal.